covered so far. So in the last session, we have covered virtual networks, subnets, network security groups, what is a private network zone, private DNS zone, and Azure DNS zones. So today I have one topic which is inter-site connection. And in that, again, we'll be covering peering. And there is a lab on it, the peering between the two regions, between the VNets. So today's topic is peering. I'll go ahead and start sharing the slides. As part of inter-site connectivity, we have these topics: Azure to Azure connectivity, Azure to on-premise connectivity. Peering will be part of this Azure to Azure connectivity as well as Azure to on-premise connectivity. And VPN gateway, site-to-site connection, point-to-site connection, gateway transits, user-defined routes. We'll be also covering service endpoints and private endpoints. For today, we'll be
Okay.
covering the first two topics.
Okay.
Yeah, Azure to Azure connectivity, Azure to on-premise connectivity, and we'll be doing lab on peering. The rest all the topics are small topics we'll be covering tomorrow.
Okay.
So in this slide, um, we see Azure to Azure connectivity. We see two different VNets, VNet A and VNet B. VNet A is in a region 1 and VNet B is in region 2. So by default, there is no connectivity between VNet A and VNet B. And if you are, and now the basic idea is we need to establish the connection between the subnet 1, which is in VNet A, and subnet 2, which is in VNet B. So we need to establish the connection between these two. So one way of establishing the connection between these VNet A and VNet B is using the VPN gateway. So if you see this one, the gateway subnet, and here is a gateway subnet. We created a gateway subnet in two of the VNets. So this is used. So this gateway subnet will use VPN gateway. VPN gateway is one of the topic which we are going to cover tomorrow. So it uses this VPN gateway, and using this VPN gateway, we'll be able to establish the connection between two VNets, and that is called VNet to VNet connection. Second option is you can connect with VNet peering. So VNet peering is basically done between VNet A and VNet B. So this is Azure to Azure connectivity. And here, once we establish the VNet to VNet peering, so it helps us in low latency and high bandwidth connectivity. So this is one of the two ways. Okay, one way is VPN gateway, and the other one is VNet peering. So next is Azure to on-premise connectivity. So in this scenario, in the diagram you see, so this is a VNet A in one of the region. In VNet A, so this is the IP address range, and subnet 1, we have subnet 1 here, and gateway subnet, same as how we have here, the same one. But here you see one more subnet, that is express route subnet. Okay, and here instead of VNet B, so here we have VNet B, which is on Azure, but here we have on-premise. So basically here we are trying to connect our virtual network, the network on Azure with the network on-premise. And you see here gateway subnet, and here express route subnet. So how do we establish the connection between subnet 1 and on-premise network? One way of establishing connection is adding gateway subnet, which uses VPN gateway to connect on-premise network. So one way is using this gateway subnet, which uses VPN gateway to connect with the on-premise. So VPN gateway uses public network. It will be encrypted connection over VPN tunnel. So it uses the public network, and it will be encrypted connection over the VPN tunnel. And second approach is for establishing private connection to on-premise from Azure, we use express route. So this is a more most famous or uh, more widely used one. We use the express route. So here in this scenario, we are creating a new subnet, that is express route subnet, and we use leased lines between the on-premise and Azure. So it is little more expensive, and here we use leased lines, and so leased lines are provided by ISP, and we also call these leased lines as MPLS connection. So those MPLS line connections are established between the on-premise and express route. Aman, did you came across these leased lines or MPLS connection?
No, not. I was not much into the Azure side. So, like, just a site connectivity, intra ID, and managing the existing AVDs, but not into deep dive. So this is also new to me. That's why I'm listening what you are trying to say.
Okay. So generally these leased lines, right? Even if you are establishing a small office or simple a small company, so I came across in these leased lines and MPLS connection in my first company itself, which is like 50 or 60 seater company. So we can take internet from Act Fiber or like that, right? They
Yes.
so if you pay 2000 or 3000, they give 50 Mbps or 100 Mbps connection.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went there, they have already taken a MPLS line. They call it a leased line from ISP provider. So they were paying 20,000 per month, and it is like 2 Mbps line. And I was like, why you are paying 20,000 and taking this? Now I'm using Act Fiber, and I'm hardly paying 400 rupees, and they are giving 20 Mbps connection. So then I started checking what is this MPLS line, why companies are using that. So basically, that's how I came across this. Then I did a research MPLS line. So I came across this concept. What it does in MPLS line, the packet sizes, right? They are very small. They are very compressed and they are fast.
Okay.
Okay, and this company was uh, RPO, recruitment process outsourcing. You will call US recruiting company basically.
Okay.
They
Okay.
do this VoIP. They
Yes.
use this VoIP and they make the calls. Okay, and in that 2 Mbps line, all the 50 members were able to make calls. All the 50 members were able to browse and do the things. Okay, that's how reliable that connection is. And we were paying 20,000 rupees, as I said. It is expensive, and they also gave some 12 public IPs.
Okay.
Okay, and the sad part is we don't have the second region, and a single region which was in Secunderabad. And later on, after a few days, Act Fiber has come up with 100 Mbps corporate lines with 5,000, 6,000 rupees. We moved to that.
Okay.
Parallelly, we maintained and we moved to that line. Slowly, we have reduced this. We removed it because we don't have a secondary region. If we have a secondary region, like I have one office in Hyderabad and one office in Bangalore, in that case, you have one public IP here, you have one public IP here, right? You can
Yes.
add a NIC at the edge router or one of the router you have, the Cisco router or anything, to one of the port, you can assign that IP, right? I have a leased line. Now I have 10 IPs. I'm not using even one of them. I started using one of them for that. And later on, we used some other cases for EXE booting. You understand EXE booting, right?
Yes.
Now, once you
Yeah.
connect the new desktop, then uh, it will send this operating system, for deployment. So for that we
Yeah. Yeah.
used. So this is the here in this case we use the leased lines. and these are widely used uh, for establishing the express routes. So on-premise to Azure, if somebody is saying we have a on-premise and we have a Azure cloud, then you can think that they are using express route and there is a leased line.
Got it.
Okay, and yeah, so pretty much this is about the express route connectivity. And the next is point to site connection. So remote users connecting to the resources on Azure and on-premise use point to site VPN. It uses gateway subnet to connect. So here it is using the gateway subnet. The remote users are trying to connect. For example, during pandemic, all the IT engineers who are working from home are connecting to office network and accessing the resources using this point to site connection. So they are doing this VPN connection, establishing the VPN connection, and they are trying to connect. So this gateway subnet is anyhow using the VPN gateway. So that concept it is using. So this
Okay.
point, yeah, so this point to site and site to site connection are using VPN gateway. So this is uh, how the Azure to on-premise connectivity works. The takeaway is that we need to understand how this, where we use this express route connectivity and where do we use this site to site connection. And there will be interview questions on express route. Where do we use this express route, and how it helps us?
Got it. But majorly on the uh, actual corporate network, we are going to use the site connections, right? On because currently it's a traditional, usually on-premise to Azure. Most of the situation would be site-to-site connections only. I feel. I am not sure, but
What I have seen is that they are using express route connection, and they will
okay.
also, yeah. So here, this is also kind of a site to site connection only. So this is one
Yeah.
site and this is one site. But here, they are using express route connectivity. Here, they are using VPN gateway.
Okay.
This one is more faster, little expensive, but high security kind of thing.
Okay.
So they use express route. This is, I know this is little confusing. Side to side connection. This is also side to side connection. This is also because if you see this is one side, this is one side. I am trying to connect between the sides.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. So next is VNet peering. So yesterday, on last Friday, we have seen how to create a VNet, then how to create a virtual machine inside a VNet. And we
Yes.
also seen we created few subnets and we kept
Subnets.
our VM in one of the subnet. So now we have two VNet, VNet A and VNet B. VNet A is in one region, VNet B is in another region. We need to establish the connection between these two. So this is of a different IP range. If you see 192.168.0.0.16, and this is 172, entirely different network. So we have to establish the connection. In that case, we are using VNet peering. So what is VNet peering? So VNet peering is a technique in cloud computing that connects two or more virtual networks. So that will allow resources like virtual machines to communicate with each other over private IP addresses. So communicate with each other over private IP addresses as if they were on the same network. So this provides a low latency, high bandwidth connection that uses the cloud provider backbone infrastructure, avoiding public internet exposure. So basically, this uses cloud providers backbone infrastructure. And peering can be established within the same region or across different regions. So this peering, if you see, this is a VNet A and VNet B, and there is, yeah, in so this diagram will explain it clearly. So VNet A and VNet B. So these are in same region like West US.
Mm-hmm.
This VNet C is in a different region, East US, entirely and physically located in a different region. So this is a 10.0 network. I want to connect to some VM which is in VNet C from VNet A. I won't be able to connect to VNet C VM from VNet A unless until I make some changes or establish the connection between these two sites or networks. So how what they call, so between these two regions, if we establish peering, they call it a global VNet peering. Between two regions, if we are establishing peering, they call it global VNet peering. If we are establishing peering between VNets in the same region, they call it regional VNet peering.
Okay.
Same, yeah, same region, regional VNet peering. This is global VNet peering. Use cases. Resource sharing establishes resources in different VNets to share services like databases. So once you establish the connection, you can share the resources. Disaster recovery. So you have populated one database here and also you have one database here. Both are syncing. You have they are syncing because you have already established the connection between the two regions. And if a database is going down, which is in VNet A, then you can use database in VNet C. So it helps in managing the disaster recovery scenario. And network segmentation allows for the creation of separate virtual networks. So it enables us to create separate virtual networks. So this is a different IP range, this is a different IP range, this is a different IP range, and still we are able to communicate. So network segmentation is that. This line explains that.
Got it.
So key features and benefits of this peering: seamless connectivity. So once peered, VNet appears to be a single network for connectivity purposes. Private IP communication. Traffic between peered VNets is routed via private IP addresses with no need for public internet or gateway. So the communication between the VMs in different VNets, you can communicate using the private IP addresses. High performance connectivity connection. So peering, once established, it provides a low latency, high bandwidth connection. Cross-regional support. You can peer VNet across two different regions, which we are calling global VNet peering. So there won't be any downtime. Once you establish a VNet peering connectivity, typically does not require downtime for the resources in either virtual networks. So there won't be any downtime once you are trying to establish the connection. Once you establish the connection, you can start using that. Non-transitive. So what is non-transitive? Peering is a non-transitive if VNet A is paired with VNet B and VNet B is paired with VNet C. VNet A cannot communicate with VNet C unless explicitly configured. So what they are saying in non-transitive is that if you have established connection between VNet C and VNet B, and you have established connection between VNet A and VNet B, A and B can communicate because there is a peering, and C, between B and C there is a peering, but that doesn't mean VNet A can directly communicate with VNet C because there is no peering established.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what is non-transitive. So I will go ahead and show you the VNet peering. We can see both the regional VNet peering and global VNet peering. How do we establish the connection?
Okay.
So this will be the same. This will be the lab environment. I will create VNet A with this IP range in West US. Then I will create a VM in VNet A. Then I will create VNet B in West US. I will create a VM in VNet B. Then I will go ahead and create the third VNet, VNet C, that will be in East US region with this IP range. A VM will be created inside this. So once we create the VNets and VMs, what we will try to do, we'll try to establish the peering between VNet C and VNet A. Then we will try to ping the VM in VNet A from the VM in VNet C. And also we can also SSH from VM in VNet C to VNet A. So basically remoting into that VM from VNet C. So which are in two different regions.
Okay.
So the first one is West US VNet A. So all these will be in my organization or dev environment. So hyphen dev hyphen um, RG. So A, VNet A in West US. We will enable Bastion and also enable, click OK. Then we will see IP addresses. Which range of IP addresses I need? I need 192.168.0.0. I will say I will update this to 192.168.0.0. So as soon as I updated the VNet IP address range here, so this default and Bastion subnet range, even those got updated. So this is the default one and this is the Bastion one. So I will create my VM and I will put it in default in this lab.
Okay.
Create. So I'll go back to VNet. I will create the second VNet, VNet B. Same RG, VNet, VNet hyphen B hyphen West US. Next, then Bastion we will enable and it will be hyphen PIP. IP address range. So as per my diagram, it should be 172.16.0.0.
0.
Yeah, 172.16.0.0 and it will be /16. And you see these are all, these two subnets also got updated. This is /24 and /26. Okay, that is what is needed. Then I think we don't need tags, and directly I will click on review and create. I'll click on create. So meanwhile, I'll go back to virtual networks. Then I will create VNet C. And okay, I'll choose my dev resource group. Then this is VNet -C- RG, not RG. This is VNet C- East US. So I will go back to the diagram. So I'm trying to create this one, which is in East US. The IP range is 10.0.0/16. East US. Next, we'll enable Bastion and -PIP. Click OK. Then next, IP address range. So there is no need to change this one. Use next, review and create. We'll create. I clicked on create. So from this lab diagram, we have created a VNet A with this IP address range in West US. We have created VNet B with this IP address range in West US. And third VNet, VNet C, we have created with this IP address range in East US. Now, what next is there are two other steps. The first step we need to create VMs in each one of the VNet so that we can test if the connection is established or not. So if the connection is not established between VNet A and VNet B, then we'll go ahead and create a regional VNet peering. In the same way, if the connection is not established between VNet A and VNet C, which are in two different regions, then we'll go ahead and create VNet global VNet peering. Then we will do a ping and also SSH into the VMs, and we will test that.
Okay.
So now the time is to create VMs. First, let me check which all VNets are ready. Yeah, I think this one is ready. I will go to VMs. I will quickly create one. Same resource group. Here I will say VNet VM1, and this is West US. Ubuntu standard. I'm not touching that. Create password. Azure user. Password capital P at the rate SSWOT12345. We'll say none. Next, we won't be doing anything on disk, but networking we need to choose.
The one we created.
Yeah, VNet will be keeping the VM in West US VNet A. And subnet should be default. I don't want to create new subnet. Public IP, I don't need public IP. I can communicate with private IPs. NIC network security group, I will keep this as default. Okay. Next, management. I have nothing to do anything here. Advanced. No other changes. We will directly create. Click on create. So this is going ahead and creating a VM in VNet A. Now we'll create one VM in VNet B, same steps. VM2, VM2 West US, standard, then not touching anything. I'll use Azure user. I give the password. I confirm the password. None. I'll go directly to the networking part. I need to choose B, VNet B. So this I need to choose the second one. So now I have chosen VNet B and I don't need a new subnet. I will use default and I don't need public IP. Everything is default. Yeah, I'll go ahead and review and create. Click on review and create. Click on create. So this deployment is in progress. Okay, I'll go back to the diagram. So now, so far what we have done, uh, after creating VNet A, we have created a VM in VNet A and create a VNet in VNet B. And yeah, before I go ahead and create a VM in VNet C and create the global VNet peering, I will try to create regional VNet peering between VNet A and VNet B. So for that, I need to go to VNet A first. VNet A. Then you see the option of peering down here. Click on that and click on add. Give the peering link name. So this is between VNet A and VNet B. And this is peering link. Okay. And subscription, no change. And from VNet A, you are trying to connect VNet B. Choose VNet B here. You are on VNet A, right? So
Yes.
choose the other one to which you want to establish. So you are on this one. Give the name of this. Select that. So allow VNet B West US to access VNet A West US. Allow VNet B West US to receive forwarded traffic between from VNet A West US. Allow gateway or route. So these are related to VPN gateways, the one which we chose, right? So we don't need that related to this one. So we don't need that. So we will not select that. Just leave the last two. And it is asking the PNet local virtual network summary. You can give the same name. Click on create. So once you click on create, it is trying to establish the connection between VNet A and VNet B. So it will create one entry in VNet A, as well as it will also create one entry or the link in VNet B. That will be from VNet B to VNet A. So don't think that I have created only a peering link in VNet A. Now I need to go to VNet B and create the VNet peering link. So it won't work that way. Once you establish the peering link from one of them, the second will be automatically created. We can go and check. So we are on VNet A West US. So the peering link is now created. Okay, now I'm going back to VNet B and let me check if the peering link is created or not. As I said, it should be created automatically. So let's validate. So you see, this one is
Yeah,
also created.
because we allowed to sync between both of them. So that's why I created a both sides. If we didn't choose that to allow ping back from B to A, then it's not going to be support, right? Or it's a
Yeah,
default when it will establish.
correct. So that's how now that we chose that option, so it has created.
Got it.
So it will be easy for us and it will help save our time. No need to repeat the same. And
Got it.
so now what we'll do, so we have a VM in VNet A and we have a VM in VNet B. Maybe we should have tried before establishing the connection between region VNet A and VNet B. We should have pinged from here to here. But anyhow, what we'll do, we'll we'll try to ping and SSH from VNet A VM to VNet B1 VM first. Anyhow, we'll be able to connect. But the VM which is in VNet C, we won't be able to connect. So we can test that. So one scenario, it will be established. One scenario, it won't be. And we can come back and check again after we create global VNet peering. We can come back and check whether we are able to connect to VM in VNet C or not. So the first thing first, so we'll try from VNet VM1 to VM2, which are in VNet A and B. Mm, we'll go back to VM. So I will duplicate Command T. Connect with Bastion. Here I'll go to VM2. Seems like we have not created VM3. Maybe once we
Yeah.
check this, yeah, we'll create VM3. We are on VM1. So this is VM2. Connect with Bastion. Connect. Okay, we are on VM1. So I will say ping VM2. Ping failed. I'll check from here. We ping VM1. Okay, it's not working this way because they are in two different. Uh,
Region.
no, they are in same region,
Yeah.
but
Sorry.
two different VNets. The
VNets.
thing you remember private DNS zone.
Yes.
So where if we are creating private DNS zone, then with the names I will be able to resolve to IP and I will be able to connect. But we
Yes.
don't have a private DNS zone. So now how we can check?
So we need to ping the IPs and verify, or else we need to create a DNS, private DNS for this.
Exactly. You are correct there. So let's try with IP instead of creating private DNS zones. Now I'm on VM1, I need VM2 IP. How I can get, I will type IP address. Yeah, the IP address is, where is this IP?
17.1.0.4.
This one, right? 172.16. Okay.
0.4.
Yeah, I came back to VM1. I will ping VM2 IP, ping 172.16.0.4. Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting response, which is good. So I'm able to ping from VM on this to the VM on this. So can I remote into the VM? Let's try. So I will do SSH. Uh, uh, the username is admin user, right? Admin user at now IP 172.16.0.4. Okay, now it's asking password. Let me give the password. So, okay, I think I need to give the password again. Okay, okay, permissions denied. I think I messed up something with the password. Yeah, I'll try to connect from VM to what is the IP address here? IP. This is 192.168.0.4.
0.4.
So in this scenario, what I can do is I can go back to VM2 and um, I can change the password and try again. Okay, that will work. So instead of that, let me try from here for now. Ping 192.168.0.4. So I'm able to ping. Now I will try to connect SSH. Mm, admin user at the rate. Now it is asking password. Let's see. I hope this works or not. I just may need to make sure I'm giving proper password. Something has gone wrong. I'll go back to VM1. Where can I change the password? Overview. Operating system. Admin user. Password enabled. Can I reset the password here? I don't see the option. Configuration.
I don't think it will allow us to do it. Maybe we need to.
I remember somewhere it will give the option to change the password. Reset password. Let's try if this works. Reset password, capital P @SSWORD1234 capital P @SSWORD1234 update. So this is of VM1. Okay, then let's try to connect from VM2. Is this done? Yeah, the request is successful. We'll go back to this one. Yeah, here I am. I already uh, on this line where it is asking for password, capital P @SSWORD1234 Yeah, you see I am on
Yeah.
connection closed on VM2 or VM1. Okay, let me try again. SSH. Permission denied.
Maybe we need to allow the ports. We just created a connection between, but we didn't allow any security ports or any ports, right? So because of that, it may be not allowing us to. I'm thinking that.
Yeah, yeah. I think for one of them, I forgot to press none. You are correct there. Let me check the ports. Where are these ports? Network settings. So network security group, this is one thing, the VNet inbounding that will make sure that, the packets are passing between the VNets and
Yeah, that's
applications.
for pinging, right? So that allows the ping default ping, but it doesn't allow anything extra other ports, right? Or will it allow the default ports? Now we were trying to SSH, right? So
Yeah, SSH. This is any to any. Hmm. So let's check for a minute. Configuration. Okay, anyhow, let's create a VM3 and see whether we'll be able to connect. Okay, this is already updated. I think something like as you said, the port or something is we need to uh, make sure that is established. A while back, I have actually done this lab and I was able to connect. So I think when I'm creating this VM, I might have selected uh, you know something which which is not allowing me to connect to VM1. So let's go ahead and create a VM in VM3. And now let's try from there. Mm, and this is VM3. This is on East US. And no infrastructure, security standard. SSH, I will say password, admin user, SSW123. See, I think somewhere I forgot to check public inbound ports none.
Yeah, I think we went with the default. We didn't allow anything on both the VMs while creating, right? So
Hmm.
maybe that would be the issue.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, but
So
that would be.
this is where I think we have not,
Yes.
we did something. This will allow all IP addresses to access your virtual machine. This is only recommended for testing. Use the use the advanced control in the networking tab to create rules for to limit inbound traffic to no IP addresses. If I select none, all traffic from the internet will be blocked. I think we have selected this. We need
Yeah.
to select this one, and it should have this. Think if I go back there and add one more port, allow SSH 22, I think that should work.
That will work.
Let's try that after once we try to connect from this. Mm, C East US subnet default. I don't need public IP. Yeah, not touching anything else. Go ahead and create. Create. And what I will do, let's try to add, where is this? Um, for VM1, network settings, create. So we need outbound is allowed for all. SSH inbound, let's add inbound rule for SSH. Source, any, I will say source port range. Okay, destination, any custom, I will say SSH. Destination port 22, allowed, allow, and name, allow SSH. Let's try to add this and try again. So VM1, okay, I'll go to VM2 and try to SSH from there. For VM1, I have added, right? So I will try from VM2, try to do SSH. Am I already connected? No. And this is VM password. Okay, open in same browser. I was able to connect a while back. Now what happened to this? Did we change anything on this? No, right?
No, I think we went with the default things only. We didn't choose anything special.
Yeah, we were able to connect a while back. Let's try again. Bastion, admin user. I'll say connect. Okay, let's try from here. Bastion, admin user, connect. We refresh. Just a minute. We have also created a new VM, right? Where is that?
I think it's still deployed. Oh, West user is already deployed. Yeah.
I don't see that here.
West, I think we need to change the region, right? Then only it will show. Or
No, it will show for all, if you
yeah,
select
it should show all
subscription.
right. Yeah.
I think in AWS it is like that way, but here it will show for all.
Okay. Yeah, the terminology is little bit different compared to because I did a VPC peering between two different regions in AWS, and I did a migration with the projects and did a load balancer between virtual machines and all stuff like that. So the
Okay.
terminology is different in this and that. The technology is the same, but the terminologies and the options are different.
Okay. So Amar, let me do one thing, I will create these VMs and VNets in the first 10 minutes of tomorrow's session. I will try to show the VNet peering, regional VNet peering, and also global VNet peering. We can also do SSH. It will take some time to troubleshoot this and fix it. So I don't want to block your time here. So we can,
Sure.
it's already 9, right? So we
Yeah.
can close this session. Tomorrow, I will keep everything ready. As soon as we start, I will show you this. Okay.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
yeah, and tomorrow we'll continue with the next topics. So today, so what is the summaries? Summary is that in today's session, we have covered inter-site connection, the peering part. Tomorrow we'll go ahead with point to site to site, the VPN gateway and gateway transit. So these topics we'll be covering tomorrow, and we'll be doing lab for peering and one of the labs from this one.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all for the day. Thanks for your time. Yeah. Good night, Amar. Bye.
Yeah.